Yeah. Great to meet you, man. Hey, thanks for taking a minute out. And before we get into your life and your work, I want to know we're on this 4 year anniversary of this pandemic right now. I mean, this is the time it started. How did you get through the pandemic and how did it subsequently change you?
Uh, that's a good question. Yeah, I think the biggest challenge for us was this work from home policies, just because we was not used to it. We were like fully in person. All our team was working in person. So I think from management side, that was the biggest challenge. And from business side, many of our clients were affected by pandemic, which of course affected us too. So like one of our biggest clients at that time was virtual, like physical in-person event management platform. And basically all the in-person events were stopped. So they were out of the market. And yeah, we really hustled a couple of months to bring new projects to cover the gap. But we made it, so it was good.
Good deal. So you're a trailblazing young entrepreneur, and on paper, you're a CEO, you're obviously very well established now. But if I put you in front of a bunch of grade school kids, let's say third graders, it's career day, and one of the kids is curious and says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer that child?
Yeah, I'm CEO and founder of HackTech. So I run a team of 80 people right now doing software engineering partnership, basically helping people to build offshore teams to build their products.
So how did this happen? How did you become an entrepreneur? Take me back to your childhood. What were the seeds that made you be so highly driven at such a young age to lead a big team and to be this successful this early on?
Yeah, actually, when I was a kid, I was having this idea that I need to become a game developer. I think many kids had that passion at that time, and yeah, that's how it started. My passion towards IT. Then I like joined, started university at applied mathematics and informatics, which was like 90% deep mathematics and only 10% informatics. So that's where I like got deeper into the IT. I started my first job when I was on my first year in the university, and basically on my second year, I already founded my company. So I was 19 years old when I founded HackTech, and actually that led that I was fired on my fourth year. Then a year later, I hardly graduated from the university. So that's how all it started.
So did you always have a feeling that you were going to be a business owner and that you were going to get to this place?
Yeah, actually, I had a big passion towards business itself. Like, I remember when I was 14, I applied to a bank to get a loan to get a car and rent it. Of course, they rejected me, but I tried very different things when I was very young. So I think this mix of this passion, like towards IT and overall entrepreneurship, brought me here. And the biggest reason that I founded the company was that at that time I was seeing that there is a bigger value that you can create for customers as a software engineering firm, not just dedicating a couple of developers or not just doing old stuff business. Because for me, old stuff is an HR business, it's not an IT business. So you can bring bigger value by accumulating some knowledge and coming and working with the clients with already some know-hows in IT industry.
So who's been kind of an inspiration for you on this rise into entrepreneurship? A hero, an inspiration. Who's been that for you?
That's a very hard question. I don't think I really at that time was very familiar with many people, especially out of Armenia. So it's a very tough question. I think myself, I'm a very self motivated person. So uh, yeah, I can't name someone at this point.
So I'm not really familiar with Armenia. Like, what's the culture like there for entrepreneurs and for technology? Is there a lot going on?
Yeah, Armenia is now booming in terms of technology. So uh, it it is a very small country, like 3 million people, 27,000 square meters land. So, but IT is growing very rapidly. It's one of the biggest strategy directions for the government as well. So we have a couple of very successful startups, like unicorn type of startups in Armenia now. We have a lot of companies, most of them working for like international markets like US, Europe, and other markets. So it's booming, I would say, and the rates are much higher than it was like 5, 7 years ago. I think it's part of the globalization that the rates for IT industry became kind of flat around the world. So it's um, yeah. Other than that, it's a great country. Culturally, it's very typical to Europe, I would say. So especially some, for example, when I'm thinking about it, it's very close to Greece in terms of culture, south of Italy, Spain. So I mean, it's European culture, but a little bit warmer, like relationship between people, etc., are very close and warm. Like you don't need to call your neighbor to go visit them. So it is this type of culture in Armenia.
So, if you could meet one person alive on the planet right now that you admire or that you find fascinating, who would that be? Who would you love to meet and talk to?
Oh, I think Elon Musk is one of the guys that I really admire. Just the way he does business, the way he doesn't care a lot of things, and also the way he sees the future. Then, other than that, I think Richard Branson. I'm reading a couple of his books. I like the way he thinks. Again, the way he does business. So yeah.
So, what's the main motivator for you? What gets you out of bed every day? What gets you to lead your team and to also grow as a person? What is that for you?
I think just creating value, and that's where I'm getting motivated. I really don't need someone to push me or to motivate me. When I'm seeing the result, when I'm seeing that we created value, that creates a lot of motivation for me. So I think when I was, let's say, 18, the idea was to create value for me and my family. Then when I grew, I started to think about giving value to like my friends, my colleagues, etc. And then it's coming to the point that you are thinking about giving value to the country, to the society. So I think it's just a great thing to give value and be motivated by that.
So, of all of the clients and all of the people that you've worked with so far as the leader, what's been one of your favorite client success stories?
Uh, I would say one of our first clients we met over the internet 8 years ago. He was based in Austria at that time. He never heard about Armenia, so we just had one call with him, and he's like, "I'm flying to Armenia tomorrow or next week." So, and it's like 27 hours of flight. So, I didn't pay attention. I thought he was just joking, but he really booked a flight. Now, almost 9 years later, just a couple of months ago, he did his 30th visit to Armenia. So that's type of great relationship that we have built and we are continuing. And also, like with many other clients that we have, we are trying to keep this personal touch. So I'm trying to visit US whenever I can to meet in person. Our clients always trying to find a window in their calendars to visit Armenia. We had like 5, 6 of our clients flying to Armenia for 2 days to attend my wedding, which was great. So yeah, that's the success stories I mentioned.
So, you obviously, being in control of a team, have to give good advice. What's the best advice that you've ever gotten?
I think that in business, the most important thing is personal relationships. So, except doing the great work, which is very important, of course, leading the team, all these things, the like human factor is the most important. So, even when doing sales, when like doing new projects, that's always in my mind that the personal relationship, finding a person that you would really like to become a friend is very important start for doing a business with that person.
So, of all of the things that you've done so far at this young age of yours, business wise and otherwise, what are you the proudest of?
Uh, mm, that's a good question.
Huh.
Uh, yeah, I think the office that I managed to build, the culture, the team I managed to build at HackTech, because everyone, at least in Armenia, knows HackTech as a place with great exceptional culture, with where people really connecting. So I think that's the biggest thing I'm proud in terms of like work is the team I managed to build.
So, everyone out there has an idea of who they think you are, your family, your friends, all of your workers and colleagues, but you're the one in control. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
I think I'm just like a value creator, I would say this way. So again, just hustling all day, creating value, trying to keep everything under the control, trying to keep balance in my life, like work-life balance. And it's not so easy. I think every entrepreneur can confirm it, but yeah, that's what I think I am.
So, if anyone wants to see more about HackTech, reach out to you, learn more about you, anything about your world, where's the best place to go?
LinkedIn. I'm super active in LinkedIn, spending most of my social media time there. So they can just check my profile on LinkedIn and drop a message if they would like to get in touch.
Well, hopefully they do. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your story. You're a dynamic young entrepreneur. Keep on doing the good work, man.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for
You,
inviting.
thank you. And real quick, if you don't mind, how do you pronounce your name correctly?
Hakob
And the last name?
Sharabkhanyan.
Okay, good. I always want to make sure. You never want to assume, you know? Well,
Yeah. Even in Armenia, they have hard time pronouncing my surname, so it's fine.
okay, cool, man. Well, hey, man, thank you again. It's great to meet you. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Have
sir.
a great